Hello everyone, this is Vitor Floriano, and in this quick video I would like to show you the second phase of our project for Google Summer of Code 2025. Just a quick recap, in this project we try to automate the process of updating projects to encourage adoption of newer versions of Kubebuilder, all of that with less work, less overhead, and this second phase relies heavily on the alpha update command that was implemented in phase one. So if you haven't yet, I recommend you head over to the docs. There's a dedicated section for this command, and here you can learn all about it, when to use this command, how it works. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom of this page, there's a demo in which I demonstrate how to use, how it works, and I recommend you watch that before this one to understand what is going on under the hood. All right. So let's see what phase two brings to this project. Okay, so to demonstrate the new feature, I have here a sample project. This is the same project that you would end up with by following the Getting Started tutorial in Kubebuilder's documentation. And this project was initially scaffolded using Kubebuilder version 4.7.1. I know that because now in the project file, we have the CLI version field, and it's easier to tell what version of Kubebuilder was used. But let's suppose I want to upgrade this project to a newer version of Kubebuilder, a newer version of the scaffold. I could use the new command that we implemented in phase one, Kubebuilder alpha update. And this command would check if the current version is older than the latest version, and then it would perform a series of git operations, and you would end up with a project that is updated and with your custom code preserved. But you would still need to check every now and then if a new version of Kubebuilder is available. You would need to watch over the Kubebuilder releases, then run the command, and then check if your project has an update available. Yeah. And that is the problem that we tried to tackle in phase two of the project. So for phase two of this project, we automated the process of checking for new versions of Kubebuilder and then updating the project using the alpha update command. So this feature was implemented in the form of a plugin that you add to your project. You would simply need to run this command, Kubebuilder edit, then add the AutoUpdate plugin to your project. And then what it basically does is add a GitHub Actions workflow to your project. And this workflow would check if a newer version of Kubebuilder is available and then perform the alpha update command. Let's see it working. Okay, so I ran this command, and now we have here the auto update plugin is added to our project configuration file. And if you check your workflows for GitHub Actions, there's also the new auto update workflow here. Okay, so going very quickly through the workflow, what it does is basically it clones your repository, then installs Kubebuilder, and then runs Kubebuilder alpha update with a series of options. And then it pushes the result of the update to a new branch, a dedicated branch on your remote repository. And with that branch, we open a GitHub issue with a link to create a pull request using that branch. And by default, we also use GitHub models to add an AI summary to the issue as a comment. So you get a summary of all the changes that happened, and if there are any conflicts, how to resolve them, and what to favor and what to change in your project. It's important to say that this workflow uses very minimum permissions, and it uses GitHub token to perform its operation. So it's reasonably secure. You don't need a personal access token, not even for GitHub models. And you also don't need a GitHub app token. So if you don't have permission to change those settings, you you are covered by this workflow. You don't need to change any settings in your repository. All right. Okay, so now let's see this workflow in action. I'm just going to commit workflow, and then push it to my remote. All right, and now let's see how it works on GitHub. Okay, so now that I'm here on GitHub, if I check the Actions tab, I will see that the auto update workflow is now there. And I'm going to run this workflow manually. You don't need to do that. I'm just going to do this for the sake of this demonstration. And we're going to see what it does. All right, so let's do it. All right, now that the workflow has run completely, we can see that it has created an issue for this upgrade from version 4.7.1 to the latest one, which is 4.8. And if we click here in this issue, we can see that it also creates a link to open a pull request from the branch that was created for the update onto your main branch. So if you check this, you can see all the changes. So it's everything here, and you can simply add a description, or if you have Copilot, you can let it write a description for you with all the changes. And by default, it also creates this comment with the main changes that happen from this the current version 4.7.1 to the latest one, and you have a summary of the changes per file and a summary of the conflicts that happen, which is really handy. And so that's what happens when this workflow runs. Again, this workflow runs in the background. You don't need to trigger that. It runs every Tuesday on a schedule, but you can change that as well. And it makes it just simply effortless to update your project. And that's basically the feature that we worked for phase two in our project. We have a plugin that scaffolds a workflow, and this workflow runs as a cron job weekly to check for newer versions of Kubebuilder, and then it performs an upgrade, and then it pushes the branch with the update onto your remote, and from there you can open a pull request. Yeah. If you want to learn more about this feature, you can head over to the docs. There's a dedicated section for this plugin, and there you can learn how it works, and it's right here, and some recommendations that we have for security. Okay, and so this plugin is available on Kubebuilder version 4.8. And so if you want to try it out, please do so. And if you face any problems, any issues, please let us know. You can ping us on Slack or open an issue on GitHub, and we are happy to address them. Okay, so thank you again for watching this video, and talk to you next time.